Hey, anime fans, let's get into this Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 23, Two Pass. Well, if you haven't been keeping up, Vinland Saga is about to end. It's coming on the last couple of episodes here. And, well, what we learn is that Clute is basically wants to conquer the world, right? As any ambitious king wants to do. And on top of that, he tasked Thorfinn and Eren to basically go out there and discover the new world. He basically wants Thorfinn out of the way, right?
Yeah.
If you really look at it in the context, it's like he wants him to be his emissary, but it's like at the same time, it's like really don't need a conscience, right? It's like we need to get war done. So I understand like they show the pictures of Clute like disbanding his army, lowering down his ships and stuff like that. I think it's all for show, and I think it's just like trying to get Thorfinn his conscience out of the way so that he can actually start doing something, take over the land and stuff. So, can I say this, Nick? It was a boring episode, man. I struggled, man. When I had to watch the time 4 times to think that an hour long, right? It was only like 26 minutes, right? Because it felt like a whole hour, man. I was just like, fell asleep, woke up, fell asleep, woke up. I was like, dude, have it ended yet? Like, it was nothing spectacular. For all you guys out there and ladies out there who are like, oh, it's the drama, it's this and that. No, man, this was a straight filler episode, man. We've seen filler episodes in anime before. I mean, hell, I love Naruto, man. You could delete like what? How many episodes of Naruto? Like almost 1,000, right? It was like, it was
More
sitting
like
like
it.
on like 800 and something. You could delete 400 of those, man, and you'll have you'll get every word of Naruto out, right? So I'm used to it. That being said, this episode it was alright. I give it a 3 out of. I give it 3 stars, man. I wasn't spectacular. It wasn't fun. It was. Can I just say this too, man? Since we're wrapping up Vinland, Nick, not to get too deep on it, man, but it's the downgrading of the hero, like Thorfinn was this little guy, like action packed, hardcore, and like this whole season was just about how can we downgrade him, man? How can we make him look weak as possible?
Hmm.
Like, I don't like that. I wasn't into it. It wasn't very good. Like I said, everybody's okay with the drama aspect, which I'm cool with, but I mean, we got Berserk. We have him who has a bunch of drama. And he's able to convey strength. Like convey the manliness and everything. This one, man, it's just like, man, I don't know what happened here, man.
It,
So 3 out of 5, don't watch it. I really don't care. I'm glad it's over. Like we got one more episode left, and I'm gonna breeze through that one. Hopefully, But Nick, what's your thoughts on old Thorfinn?
the biggest thing with me is, and I think I hate. I don't want to say hate. Hate's a strong word. I think I dislike Vinland Saga, not because of what we get or don't get. Because this episode, I told you, I was like, I'm still watching it, and I was like, I'm going to the other anime, and I was like, oh, I forgot I didn't finish this. It was a lot of talking. It was a lot of there was a moment where I think Canute was laughing. I was like, oh, he might do something like this is gonna be interesting, and he didn't. It was just more talking, more talking.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen more talking in this damn anime than Tokyo Revengers,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all about talking. I knew it. It's the people that comment on this, and it's like we've changed our mindset. I know it's not fighting and this and that, it's drama, this and that. But the comment of this anime of the effing year, anime of the decade.
Oh, he's literally smoking the pipe.
Yes,
Please call a service helpline for that man. Like,
yes.
what was he watching?
He said Thorfinn's character growth is something out of this effing world, and 2,000 people liked it and are in there like agreed, agreed. I don't. If this is the only anime you watch, hey, all props to you. Hey, you know what? Enjoy it, because clearly from rankings that we do, there's a lot of people like, there's a lot of more animes out there that people are gonna remember, and you've been harping on it for weeks. As the other animes come out, Vinland's gonna fall,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't know if it's just I get character development, I get it 100%, but at some point we went from freaking Naruto fighting to Doctor Strange farmland just like that. And it was just like, at least Doctor Strange is funny. Like, at least I could laugh for him. Like,
That Doctor Strange. You comparing Vinland to Doctor Strange?
I
This is more like
compared.
Eternals to me,
Yeah,
bro.
okay, yeah,
Like,
no,
I'm
that was
speaking to this one,
this is
man.
yeah, that was a little disrespectful because
Yeah.
even I started saying it. All I remember is that in the third season, Doctor Strange not Doctor Strange, Doctor Stone. That's what I meant. Like when they were
Yeah,
falling
I
in.
get what
Yeah,
you mean. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
guys.
See
No,
this thing.
now I
This
know what you
anime.
mean. Now I know
Yeah,
what you mean, Doctor Stone. Okay.
reading these people things is what made my head hurt.
It's
Like
jacking
this
with your
stuff.
mind.
It's messing with my mind up. Like it. Those are the ones that get me like, okay, we're not watching this in the same scope, and that's fine. I'm not gonna agree with you. You're not gonna agree with me, and y'all definitely not gonna agree with either of us on what we rank this. But I will not sit here and tell somebody like, hey, you should watch Vinland Saga season 2. Like that is no.
Yeah.
No.
Like you have to question the motives. Like, are they really independent thought there? You know, like this is effing the greatest anime of the decade. Like the decade, bro. The decade. Like Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. I mean, new to the scene, Hell's Paradise. Like, hell, Oshinoko, bro. Like the decade. Like, are you like what have you been watching the last 10 years? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's all things aside, like I mean, we had in the last 10 years, like the Black Clover come out, like what are you talking about? Jobless Reincarnation, like the last 10 years, bro. Like, what were you watching? Promise Neverland? Like, like
The
what
list
were you
is
watching? Like
endlessly
what
goes
what
on.
kind of yes? It was like what animes were you watching? Are you a clout chaser? Are you just jumping on the bandwagon with everybody else? Like are you afraid to say, "Oh, this is not a good anime"? Like, yeah, it had its good moments. Absolutely, I agree. But to say that this is and I see them too on the Twitter, man. When you go on a thing for Mappa and stuff, and every time it comes out, they're like, "Oh my god, this is the classic of arts, man." It's like, what are you watching, dude? Like really, what are you watching? So you have to question the motives of them. You have to question, their thinking behind it. Like, really, like if you can tell me in a 10 like in 10 sentences why this was better, why Vinland Saga season 2 is better than season 1 and justify it, then I'm all for you.
Yeah.
Like we'll have a discussion. But if you're just gonna sit there and just make random stuff up and say that it got better, you're lying. You're
Like
lying.
I'll hear people and they always comment on our stuff, and I just leave it there because I was like, we're not gonna agree. Like I'll hear people that be like, oh, I love the music in this season. Okay, I can give you that. Music
Right.
changes. There's certain songs, intros, outros I like. All right, imagery. I can give you that. They have some nice imagery in their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing at times. There's times where we see those wheat things growing and we're like, all right, I see what you did. You cut budget a
Yeah.
little bit here, but I get it. But when you start going into the fact of it as, oh, and this is my favorite thing, we weeded out the brain dead anime people that only wanted to watch fighting. It's freaking Vikings. They are Vikings. They're freaking Vikings. Like, I
Yeah.
get it. You're trying to do the full circle of Thorfinn and his father Thor's and being
Right.
peaceful.
Right.
And
Oh, the ending of this episode when he's walking in that blue suit, like, come on, how on the nose, like he's
Yeah.
turning into his father, like, come on, man, get out of here,
Yeah,
you know?
it's just like that's fine. I get it, but give me somebody. You could have gave me one freaking guy to be like, all right, Thorfinn is a changed man. I get it 100%. Hey, you fought your demon, bro. You got out of there. Askeladd told you to do something different. Cool. Couldn't have gave me Canute fighting some people. He couldn't have gave me Thorkill fighting some people. He couldn't have gave me anybody else fighting anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
No, you gave me freaking more farmland, more. It's like, bro, I don't want to go to work and struggle at work and deal with work and then go watch people farming and be like, man, this is a
Working,
great getaway. Like,
working.
wow, this is amazing right here. Like, let me watch more people work. Like, I can go watch legit stuff on YouTube if I wanted to watch. Like,
Right, you could actually watch people work
we
on
live in
YouTube
Texas. I
or
could go down
TikTok.
the
Yeah,
road,
like,
yeah, and
like
watch
today,
people.
I think I spent like 20 minutes watching a guy wash dishes on TikTok. Why?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I fell into the algorithm, man, but it was hilarious. But that back to what you were saying, like you can understand the change and everything, yes. But to say that you're gonna drastically 180 your entire motive of this whole thing, right? Like, well, I'm trying to say motive apparenza, but like just change your entire motive and this like shift the entire like story to just bland, drama. It's like talk and bland. It's bland. The pacing is horrible. Like the pacing is horrendous. If you say the pacing is good, you obviously did not watch this anime. Like you're clout chasing it, right? And then two, it's in the sense that when you want to bring the story and focus and shift the focus onto somebody new, like you have to introduce us into something that's going to be worthwhile to capture our attention and let us watch it for the next second half, like in Thorfinn and begin the second half. But that wasn't it. They just kept on to this whole bit and everything, and it was a waste of space. Like I said, it was a waste of space. I feel so horribly bad because I turned you on to Vinland. Like I was like, dude, season one was kick balls, man. Let's do it, man. And then it was like,
the thing is, there's people that are actually voicing their opinions now. Like they're like, "Can I at least get one fight? Like this thing sucks. Like I don't want to finish it." Like they're like, "Why didn't they follow the manga?" Like
mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of people that are voicing their opinions, and I think that's good that we voice our own opinion. You don't have to agree with us. I mean, there's people literally on Twitter arguing right now that Vinland Saga this season is better written than Demon Slayer. And
Look, I have a huge issue because I'm looking at the charts and Demon Slayer fell again. Like,
it
dude,
did.
are we watching the same thing, Anime Corner? Like, I, I don't
I
know, man. I don't
I
know.
did. I was looking at Anime Quarter, and then I was looking at some other ones, and Demon Slayer is pretty high on those. I might
Yeah,
look at
I
my
think we have to adjust
yeah.
our list, man. Because
It's like
like,
I get Oshinoko, man. I guess, but I don't see how it's
I don't,
first
dude.
day.
What was it? Oh wait, I scrolled too far down. Yeah, like Mashal beat out Demon Slayer. Like, did we all watch the same anime?
Yeah,
Like,
we some
yeah,
y'all
did
must
we all watch the same anime?
y'all must
Like,
not be watching Demon Slayer because it's on Sundays. Y'all are I get it. Y'all are waiting for this not last episode so y'all could just binge watch it. I get it.
yeah, that's probably what it is.
Y'all
Yeah,
doing
they
that
were like,
Tokyo
hey, you know
Revengers
what?
thing.
We're gonna do a whole night. It's gonna be all Demon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? That's maybe what's gonna been it.
We're getting spoiled on the weekend. We got Black Clover on Netflix, and then we get Demon.
Yes, I heard. Yes, man. That
It's gonna be good.
Black Clover and Demon Slayer, all like hour and a half long episodes. Rocket, bro. Rocket. Bring it on. It's gonna be a busy Sunday. Oh man, and I got Tokyo Expo on Sunday too. So
Oh yeah, you're gonna have fun then.
I'm gonna be dead, bro. I'm gonna be dead. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be dead. But to bring it back to Vinland Saga, I will say this, and I said it last week, and I'll say it again because it happened again. bringing that 21st century mentality into the 10th century, dude. It's like that wasn't the way they did things in that time period. I mean, not saying that no one did that, not saying that no one absolutely, I'm not an absolutist, not saying that anyone ever did that, but even Christians in that time would not have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it wasn't that kind of a world where you could just lay down your arms and say, hey, we're not going to fight. It was like you either fought and defended your land or you didn't and you became a servitude to that land, by another master. So it's that kind of situation. And that's the only thing I didn't like that really started I noticing really right away I did, but it was just it really pronounced itself towards the second half of this thing. So.
Like, you look at other Viking shows like Vikings and all these other ones, like you look at characters that like Ragnar Lothbrok and Vikings, like when he went off the rails and he's like, I'm not doing this no more, people were okay with it because it happens. People go crazy. It's a weird time, but they just all stop fighting and be like, "We're gonna farm this land in Iceland." It's like what are we doing here?
Or, bro, the very thing that Thorfinn and Eden said at the very end. Oh, I want to go to a land where there's no war and there's no slavery. It's like, what? What? Dude, Vikings were the term Viking. Remember, I told you at the very beginning, it's a profession. It's not like they are Viking. It's like your profession is Viking. Raping, it said the R word. My bad. Taking of women, taking of land, and taking of booty. A treasure. Like that kind of stuff. But you got that.
I mean, Canute pretty much said it in one of the episodes. He was like, we're trying to get away from that, but it's like, oh, am I a blacksmith? Am I this? Am I that? No, okay, am I pillaging? And that was a part of their culture. I mean, we can't change what they did in history.
Yeah, and that's what the storyboard director did. They put that 21st century mentality into the story, and that's what killed it for me. I was like, dude, I could take a little bit oh man, maybe we shouldn't fight this battle because of this sex reason, but not because, I want to change the world. And they didn't change the world because right after that, we had Eric Longshanks. We had what else? Who else? We had the Constantine battles. We had Byzantine Empire, Ottoman Empire. We had no, they didn't change anything. That little action did not change anything in the course of history. And why inject it in there? If it did, it's because misguidedness.
This is their story of how it should have been.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
We're gonna get so many comments. I can't wait to read them and laugh at them. I am literally gonna laugh at y'all at work when I read y'all's comments talking about.
Hey, send it to me, bro. Yeah, I got you. I always will respond, man. I always will respond. But it's like, hey, man. I mean, I gotta be truthful, man. I gotta throw it out there because I love anime, man, and I love history. And I love being true to history, man. That's my biggest thing, man. Yeah. When you do my two favorites together, you better get it right, Let's not play around with it. Let's get it right, So let's do that. But all right, man. So, yeah, man, I guess that's it. I know we went a little overboard than our normal thing, but hey, I think we're going to give you a little quick wrap-up next week on Vinland Saga, but I think this is going to be our closer for Vinland, because it's one episode left, I think. If I remember for the previews, we got one episode left. So, yeah, let's do it, and let's get out of here, man. But, Nick, all right. Later.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.